Have you ever worked so hard on something but ended up failing? Well, that's what I'm here to talk about today, and how you have to use failure as a learning tool and how you can't dread it. The quote that I'm going to explain today is that you only learn from failing, that you only fail to learn if you do not learn from failing. I believe that it is trying to say that failure is a normal part of us growing and how it should not be dreaded upon. I agree with this quote. In this speech, I'm going to explain how failure should not be looked down upon and how it should be used as a learning experience for us to grow as not only humans, but for us to have success in the future. In this speech, I will first discuss how overcoming obstacles is important for growth and how failure can be used to learn from our mistakes. The first reason I'd like to give is that failure and overcoming obstacles is important for human growth. You won't find success by giving up super fast or giving up really, really quickly when things don't go your way. An example of this would be Elon Musk. As soon as he started his company SpaceX, he received instant backlash from his idols like Neil Armstrong and people working with NASA who opposed what he was doing, which was commercializing space. He even failed his first 3 rocket launches, which cost the company a lot of money. But through the trials and tribulations, he overcame all of these obstacles and sent off the first successful SpaceX launch, and he is now the richest man in the world. This connects to the quote because he could have given up easily, but he didn't, and he learned from his past mistakes and used failure as a learning tool. The second example I would give would be the movie Ford versus Ferrari. When Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles were developing the Ford GT to win the 24-hour Le Mans race, they had a numerous amount of setbacks. They almost gave up and they almost quit, but they didn't, and they used and they overcame all of their challenges, and they were able to build a winning race car that would take down Ferrari in the 24-hour Le Mans race. This connects to the quote because they never gave up after failing, and they learned to beat the Ferrari race car by overcoming their own obstacles. The second reason I'd like to give is that failure can be used to learn from our mistakes. Failure can be used to learn and grow, and if you study the mistakes that you've made in the past, you're in a better position to not make those same mistakes in the future and succeed. An example would be Adonis Creed in the movie Creed 2. He gets beat bad in his first fight versus Victor Drago, and he is almost humiliated. He studies his match that he lost and trains super hard, and he studies the patterns of Victor Drago, and he ends up taking him down in the final fight. This connects to the quote because he uses past failures to learn from his mistakes, and he ended up succeeding in the future. The last example I would give would be Chris Gardner in the movie Pursuit of Happiness. Through bad life choices, he found himself almost homeless, living in poverty with a son, and he's a single dad raising him. He learns from his failure and uses it as dedication to become a successful stockbroker on Wall Street. This connects to the quote because he didn't let his prior failure cause him to live a sad and depressing life. He took initiative and used his failure as a learning tool, and he is now successful. Now that I've given you both reasons, let's conclude. Today we explored the quote, you will only fail to learn if you do not learn from failing. The quote is by Stella Adler, and I interpreted this as we have to learn how to overcome our own obstacles and learn from our mistakes to be successful. So the next time you fail, don't give up. Learn from your mistakes and succeed.